You're going to move into college one day. Maybe you'll leave your parents, and because of that, no one's going to tell you when to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat, when to study. College is going to be the place where you grow up the fastest you ever have in your life. I just finished my first year, and there's so much I know now that I wish I knew before I started my college. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you college advice I wish someone would have given me before I started my college. So before I joined college, I had this plan to study from day one and keep my grades good. That's not a bad mindset to have, but it's not the right one to have either. The thing is, during your first year, you'll have a lot of time for yourself. And because of that, that's exactly the window to explore. And by explore, I mean try new things and figure out what you actually enjoy doing. One thing I realized is that whatever path you choose, whether it's studying to become a great engineer or becoming a content creator, whatever path, getting good at it is going to require sacrifices and you will get frustrated with it at some point. So find something which is worth getting frustrated for. When I started college, I was only learning what I was taught in class, but I wasn't taking time to explore other things. I recently started editing and content creation, and it's something that I have genuinely been enjoying. Even though I do struggle at it, even though it does frustrate me at times, it's something I'll always come back to, but I don't feel that way for studying. I wish this was something I would have explored during the start of my college because I would have been able to give it more time. So during your initial time in college, I would genuinely recommend you to explore things. Maybe explore things in your field of study or maybe explore things out of your field of study. You can also explore during the later years, but you just won't have enough time compared to your first year. And make sure that you don't commit to a path too early, because if you do, you might spend the rest of your college working toward a path you chose before you even knew your options. Nobody tells you this directly, but your physique, how you dress, your face, it all shapes first impressions. We subconsciously treat people who look better with more respect and we take them more seriously. We treat people who look better. So I'd encourage you to put in some amount of efforts into how you look. Learn how to dress well. Work towards a good physique. Take care of your hair and skin. And it's not about attracting the other gender. It's about being confident in yourself. It's about you being respect inward. It's about the doors it quietly opens without you even noticing. Attracting the other gender is just a plus point of that. So I would suggest you to hit the gym consistently. If you guys don't know what to do in the gym, you can let me know in the comments if you want a video on it. I've been going to the gym for 1 year, and I would also suggest you to have a simple skin and hair care routine. It doesn't have to be complicated, but those two things will really help you in the long run. The mistake I made was not having a good dressing sense. I had zero sense of style, and before going to college I purchased clothes which didn't look good on me and weren't in style, so that ended up being a terrible purchase. So please don't make the same mistake. Take the time to figure out your dressing sense, see what you would feel confident in, see what you like. And if you guys have no idea how to dress well, there are a lot of videos online on YouTube, so you can just search it up, and trust me, it will really help you. If you've ever wanted to become someone different, maybe let's say you want to have a better physique, you want to be more extroverted, you want to be more disciplined, or whatever, college is the right time to do that. Build good habits during your time in college, because the habits you create during your college life are going to stick with you even after college ends. So make sure you develop habits that will help you grow. One habit I'd specifically encourage is studying consistently. One thing which you will notice in college, and which does happen in college, is that a lot of people will only study when exams are near, and I'm guilty of doing that. And that's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. You can also score good doing that. But it comes with its own problem, because I've been doing that in my first year. Exams have just been such of a headache to me. I don't study when exams are far away, and when they come near, I cram a lot of stuff in those few days, and after exams, I forget whatever I crammed. So there's actually no learning happening there. So I would recommend you to study consistently. And the thing is, you won't even have to study for hours every single day. If you only pay attention in class and let's say study a minimum of 30 minutes every single day, you will go really, really far. And a day when exams are near can be just a normal day for you if you study consistently. That said, you're human, so you're not going to be perfect. You might know a lot of good habits and still not do half of them. And that's okay. Not everyone does every single good habit. But make sure during your time in college, you build yourself up. Make sure you take out time to improve yourselves. Make sure you take out time to learn skills, and make sure you master at least one skill, because you need to have something to offer to the world when your college ends. If you're average during the end of your college, trust me, you will have an average life. You'll be making the amount of money an average person does. Also, I would really recommend you guys to read the book Atomic Habits. It's a book worth reading if you want to develop good habits and want to get rid of bad habits. A lot of people will tell you to enjoy as much as you can in college because you won't get the time back. And yeah, I agree. Try to make as many memories as you can. Try new experiences, but just know that depending on the amount of success you want to have by the end of college, you will have to make that many more sacrifices. Learn how to say no. You will have to say no to friends. You will have to say no to games. Learn how to make sacrifices, because you are gonna have to make sacrifices in college. There will be times where your friends will be having fun, but maybe you'll be working on something. Maybe you'll feel lonely, and just know that that's going to be a process in your college. You will have to do things alone. Get out of your comfort zone. Before starting my college, I had so many things in mind. And one of the biggest thing I wanted to do in my first year was earn money. And did I do it? Kind of. I didn't earn a lot though. And it's because I adopted the average first year mindset, which was chilling in your first year. You will see a lot of people chilling in their first year, which again is not wrong. But if you really want to succeed, if you really want to reach a level not a lot of people reach, you will have to live a different lifestyle. 1 year is a lot of time to change yourself. And really being honest, I haven't improved myself a lot compared to how I was before I started college. I didn't make the sacrifices which I knew I should have made but didn't. Do have fun in college, but you really have to make sure that you put in the efforts to actually become someone who will be successful. Your friend circle influences who you are. I'm sure that's advice you've already heard, but I want to elaborate on it more. Knowing that advice and applying that advice are actually completely different things. I knew before going to college that my friend circle is going to influence me. Even though I knew that I wasn't intentional with who I spent most of my time with. The thing is that your friend circle shapes your standards without you noticing. It shapes what you find normal. It shapes how hard you work. It shapes a lot of things. My friend circle influenced me without me noticing. During my first few months of college, I was consistently going to class. But I noticed that my friends were bunking class. They were going to class late and they were not paying attention in class. Gradually, I also started going to class late. I also started bunking classes. I also stopped paying attention. I'm not saying my friends are bad, and people like that aren't bad. But before going to college, like I said, I had my mindset on making sure that I would study from day one and I would keep my grades good. But because of me bunking class, I did hinder my original plan I had for myself. And before going to college, I also thought that I would work very hard in my first year. But the truth is, I didn't. A part of it is because the people around me weren't that hardworking. And looking back at that, it made me realize I do need to be intentional with who I spend my time with. Am I saying don't be friends with people who don't work hard? No. Am I saying don't be friends with people who don't share your same goals? No. Honestly, make as many friends as you can in college. Make as many connections as you can. Make sure you network during college. It is going to help you down the line. But be intentional with who you spend most of your time with. And about bunking classes, you most probably will bunk classes. I feel like almost everyone does at college at some point. You'll bunk classes with friends, you'll fool around, and again, that's okay. But the issue is when that becomes a habit. Initially, I just told myself, okay, I would bunk this one class. But eventually that one class became two classes, and two classes became more. So just make sure it doesn't become a habit. There was this one quote which was, make a million mistakes, but just don't repeat the same mistakes. The thing is that in your life, you will make various mistakes. Similarly, in college, you will make various mistakes, but just make sure you learn from them and you don't repeat the same mistakes. So with all of that said, I hope you liked all of the advice which I gave. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing and hit the like button. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.